Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. This is the Queen of Wands. And today I'm going to be doing reading for Gemini. I was asking the spirit, who should I start this New Year's reading for January 2020? And I just had it like this. And I first thing that popped up when I opened the deck was the Lover's card, which is the Harmony card, corresponds to the Lover's card in Gemini. So Gemini has this card. So that's who I'm going to start the reading for, Gemini. And hope you guys are doing great. And let's start right away. It's going to be a general reading. Love, relationship, I don't know, career, whatever pops up, whatever the energies are for January 2020. Okay, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Well, let's see the significator. Who's in the heart of the matter and what are the issues, problems, and how are we going to fix them? Oh my God, again. Oh my God, you guys, I told you. Oh my God, I just shuffled in front of you. Did you see that? That's a Gemini card. That's a Lover's card. So in the heart of the matter is, this is a twin flame soulmate connection because Geminis are twins, right? There's something about you and them. There's two people here, so there is this connection of the souls. All right, there is somebody that you're connected on a soul level. Now Gemini is known for having diversity of personality, so sometimes it's a multiple personality. It's not just one or two. I think that's what makes this connection very attractive because you two are so they have different sides of their personality, which are allows them to to explore more about the mystery of this connection. You know, when they see you and you see them, you see deep into their souls, and you see their pain, you see their struggles, you see the way they think, the way they love. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a planet of communication, so that is something very important for both of you. Maybe you are very articulative, both of you, and you express your thoughts very well, and your feelings depends. But there is a sense of groundedness when it comes to Gemini in expressing their feeling. They also strive for independence a lot because they're lovers. They love everything, like people, life in general, and they need that freedom to express themselves that way. So if one of you is a Gemini, which you are, because we're doing this reading for Gemini, you you strive for that sort of independence where you are not judged or criticized or overwhelmed by your attention. So people get closer to you, and you feel closer to them when you have that space to be yourself. Gemini often is, if it's not you, okay, it might be somebody else, are known for their flirtatious way of interacting with people, okay, because they're very so articulative, so they have this beautiful mind, right? People easily get attracted by them, their way of thinking, of reasoning and talking, and so they get infatuated to some degree. People who truly know you, they will let you be that, and then you will be closer together because you have that sort of independence, right? It's a very powerful card. The Lover's card is a soulmate card. It's a twin flame card. Anything, you name it. Like, I mean, I shuffled twice, and this card was meant to happen. This is on the third house of Gemini, but time two, we get the sixth house of Virgo. Virgo and Gemini has one thing in common. They're both ruled by Mercury. So again, Virgo is also ruled by, represents being of service to others. So you have this necessity, not necessarily necessity, capability to be of service to others. You find fulfillment by helping others in some form of shapes of communication, verbally, or there is sounds. So maybe I don't know, songs and things like that. Beautiful card, the card of lovers. So if you're looking for some sort of validation, and if this person is thinking about you, they know you're their soulmate, okay? Because this is a significator, so which is represents both of you. And I'm glad it popped up the same card, because you know what? I was, like I said, I was shuffling. I picked, and I said, God, okay, what do I, who do I start this reading for? And I got the Gemini. And now again, I got Gemini again. So, okay, so let's see. It's a very painful journey, though, dealing with a card like this with the lovers, because there's a lot of that mirroring effect. So when you have this connection with somebody, they can mirror back to you qualities that you feel you need to work on, and you mirror back to them other areas of themselves that they're going to trigger them in ways that they're going to feel the pain, and they're going to realize, they get the wake up call that, oops, okay, this has been this has been fake the whole all the time, this whole life, this whole thing I've been going through, like, and you just don't want to fake it no more. That's what the lovers cards, because it's like facing the mirror to your partner, and you're like, okay, you tell me what I'm doing wrong, about what about you, you know, look at yourself. So it's like back and forth to that. But that's how you improve other areas of your life, you know? This is a very spiritual connection too. So maybe you are from the distance, but you're also healing each other from the distance. So strong cards here. Oh, wow. We got the devil. My God, the chemistry here is off the roof. That's a Capricorn element. It can be as an addiction, it can be so many ways, but this is the root of the matter, which is the base chakra. It's not necessarily a bad card, it's just saying that you are the chemistry, not only chemistry, there's the strong bond with this person. Like I was saying to you about seeing the light and don't want to see the light, is that mirror effect. You don't want to see, you don't want to feel, because there's other areas of yourself that are being triggered. Okay, so now somebody's base chakra is being activated, which is the roots of your chakras. It all start there. Security, home, finances, family. There's so many things that are being triggered. It can be just, but the bond and the connection with this spiritual connection is very strong, because there's this soul connection that is unbreakable. It's almost like an addiction. I don't want to use addiction and obsession. I know these cards represent all that. It's not an obsession. I think it depends on what level of the connection you are. If you are done some healings already throughout this whole journey, it's not as bad as it seems. As long as you're open to receiving and healing and admitting certain areas of your life that needs healing, then it gets easier. But and you see the element here, 1 + 5, 6, and we got a 6 here. I know they call it the devil's card, 666. The 666, the devil's number, but no, it's not. It's an angel number, and it's about being of service to others. And so yes, being of service, that shows love and compassion, that's for sure. And that's how you heal, by not being so centered and focused on one another, but by being of service to others. Okay. Wow. But the bond is incredible. There are certain areas that are being activated, like it's like he's saying, you got the key to my heart, you see here. And there's the key, and he is like, the key is full of light, but in order to see the light, you got to go through the pain, and that activates deep painful situations that you have buried and you forgot about them. There is I don't see this only as a sexual desire. I know there's a lot of it here, and it pops up in my readings a lot, and I don't want to see it like that. There's a lot of I understand passion here, but there is love. There's pure love that it needs to be, in order to be activated in the right way. There are certain healings that need to take place in order to the sexual desires come because there's blockages in other areas, so there's frustrations, right? um, that doesn't allow for this sense of balance. Six is about balance too. So whatever you feel that you're getting addicted to, because this connection, it does get addictive. Like you can stop thinking about them like 24 hours. You you got to kind of release that, be okay with that and accept that. That's the only way to do this. And devil is the ego card too. So you might be frustrated why you're thinking so much. They don't deserve it. So what do I do? Um, they're treating me bad. So I'd rather not think, but you can't stop thinking. And this is a two-way connection. So it's not just you. If you're thinking, they're thinking about you too, because they're getting synchronicities. You see how we get 6 and 6 again? Synchronicities here. It's a dual card, right? Yin and yang. So the black and white, right? The yin and yang, they cannot live without another. So you need the darkness and the light. Okay, that's how they work together. um yeah, there is great connection here. This wanted to come out. Wow, we got the death card. Transformation. So major transformation happening here. This is Pluto in Scorpio, another butterfly. So you practically transform into a caterpillar. Somebody got the wake up call here with the third eye chakra activated. They are like they're getting that aha moment. There is an element of death of the ego here, big time. Somebody's completely surrendering to this connection. They thought they could hold on to it and just handle it and pretend like, um, I got this, and I can do this. Nobody tells me what to do and how to handle it. My life is safe, my life is secure, my life is calm. I love everybody. But when you meet your soulmate and your soul, the bond is so strong, the pain is strong too. And the connection, the bond is like you're one, you melt into one. So it's impossible to ignore. And that's when the death card comes up, because it's saying that you're coming to the end of one cycle and the new beginning is starting, a new cycle is starting here. I think these people, when they first saw you, they knew that you turned their life upside down, and vice versa. There's a lot of power for transformative cards connected to this, guys, here. And it just crashes you to the ground. You cannot ignore it. People don't understand it. So they just talk about it like, these guys are playing the game. And eventually, over time, somebody is going to realize they cannot just sing along with it and just play around with it. They're going to shed their skin, their old skin, their mentality, their old belief system. That's what the death and the rattlesnake. There was a card that I was shuffling from the animal spirit before, and the rattlesnake, and it means exactly the same thing here. Transformation, like this butterfly, because that's what it brings you to your knees. It makes you feel defeated, and you just have no other choice. Otherwise, you're going to be suffering. And this is God's hands and God's plan to really to make you think differently and make you wake up that you have met the one, and you just cannot. Eventually, some of them is going to be. It takes time to surrender, but there's going to be a lot of pain, so they can only go on for so long. So if it's you there, you're holding on to something, not recognizing this connection, then this is a confirmation that's saying that it's going to be a painful journey, but it's worth the journey, because it's going to transform you in so many ways, and you finally going to be on the same page, and the bond is going to be stronger and pure, right? This type of connection is a very unconditional. And the word unconditional, it's a hard-earned word. He doesn't just gain it like that. That is by surrendering aspect of yourself, surrendering their perspectives, they're surrendering to the way they're thinking, right? Their perspective, and respecting that way of thinking. And it's not easy to accept that, because you think, they're hurting me, so I don't think their thinking is right. Ladybug. Oh my God. It's so funny. My dad sent me an email the other day, and the end of the sentence he put this one here. The one of these emojis, the ladybug. This is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. Oh my God. I mean, this is like a lucky day. I mean, you met the one, and now it's like luck is on your side. Destiny is on your side. I don't know what else to say for you guys. You're getting some beautiful cards. Powerful card. I love this card. Don't take me wrong. When I see the devil and the death card with the lovers, this is a great combination. What you think that actually is an ending, actually is not, because it's not an ending. This is powerful transformation that will bring you closer, but it requires a lot of work and an unconditional love on many aspects, okay? But when you met this guy, it's like, whoa, the world turns upside down. It's like, whoa, oh my God. The eight of Pentacles, positive movement forward. You see, guys, you have put the work. This can be a long distance connection for some of you. There's water between you guys. Yeah. This is also the 8 usually is about timing. In divine timing, things will unfold naturally. And this is what this card is saying. So the 8 also is about putting the work. It requires a lot of work and effort and attention. I think what it looks like, there's no attention to you, or if you feel that you're abandoned or they just give up on you, the 8 of Pentacles actually proves that they are consistent with their attention on you. You just got to be open to it and see it, right? Yeah, they're saying that. I think the 8 of Pentacles also shows the level of growth within this connection, how far you've come from the moment that you two connected spiritually, soul to soul level. Yeah, that shows the level of growth and the maturity of this connection. Yeah. Wow. So how do they see you right now? What do they think about you? And let's get a card here. Oh, deception and envy. I think they see you. There's an Aquarius element here. They see you as somebody that had a mask, and somebody that were not showing their true colors, not all the time. and Gemini has a bit of that element with the Aquarius, because you're so smart and articulative. They found you a bit rigid. They didn't find you loose. They wanted to see through you, like your soul, your pain, your tears, your more relaxed, right? It reminds me when me and this guy, we started singing together a couple of songs, and we were singing in this app, and he was very stiff. Like I was like, what happened here? He was like stiff. I would watch him singing with other people. He was fun and so entertaining, and with me he was like stiff as fuck. He was stiff, and I told him, I said, what's wrong with you? At the time, it didn't hit me. I didn't realize that that was, he was starting maybe liking me in some degree. I couldn't tell because it was kind of too soon. But I just, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Like I said, well, we're having a good time. We're having nice conversations here. Like, what's with the stiffness? You're my friend. Like, I really liked him, and like, what the hell? We're just starting to have fun, and he was stiff. He was stiff. He was singing like a robot, and he couldn't move. It was like, and I asked him, and he said to me, well, maybe if I have a drink or two, if I have a drink, like the devil's card, maybe that's a bit of an addiction. Somebody's drinking to forget about you, or to, you're like a drunk in love. Yeah, drunk in love. Somebody is like drunk in love with you. Is like they cannot see, their vision is blurred, and they needed clarity. They needed to see if you're you're just a smart mouth, right? They need to see that, and the only way is by playing the game back at you and cutting you on. Anyway, my point is, because I left the story in the middle, he was stiff, and I was like, in the beginning I wasn't sure, but then slowly I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute, that's so beautiful, that's so tender, like to see a man being uncomfortable around you and vulnerable and showing some level of discomfort because they're starting to like you. And that's when I realized, it took me a bit, but I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, he likes me. And then, but I think, guess my feelings for him were still in very early stages, so I couldn't tell what was it, liking, loving. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't in the place. All I knew that I had to talk to this guy, and I talked to him about everything that came out of my mouth. Like, I knew that. I just, that's that happen when you see this guy. It's like, you know them, and you, out of the blue, you start this conversation and you talk like you've known the guy for like 100 years, and he's like, whoa, did we just had like a very deep conversation here, just like that, with a stranger, because you maybe never met physically in this earth, but soul level you've met in so many past life connections. So your soul recognized them, and they recognized your soul. The conversation flew naturally. So that's when there's pain, when there is that disruption of communication, because suddenly you built that up, and that ended with a death card abruptly. And it's like, I finally found you, I don't want to lose you, right? And that causes pain and fear. I mean, with the devil, there's fears, lots of fears here. So they cut you out because they're starting to feel strong feelings. However, on the other side, they wanted to start slowly reestablish that connection. But then, in my case, I started feeling that stiffness like he had it in the beginning. So I started being a bit rigid and stiff, and I wouldn't say calculating, but I wasn't relaxed anymore. I wasn't myself, and I was building a lot of feelings for him, and passion and desire. It's like, yeah, because he was also giving me hints, and that was not fair. He was giving me hints, but then directly he would deny it, like, or he would, yeah. So that was what the deception was, because there was no clarity. It was just illusions. And this is somebody who walks away with a crime. It feels like they won, but in the end, everybody is a loser. Everyone is defeated in this card. It's not a very happy card. The Fifth of Swords is even worse than this, but that's what all the old skin has to shed, right? The truth has to come out. These are powerful cards that you having, guys. This is online distance communication. So whatever you had, that's what the miscommunication happens. and the Aquarius element here from a long distance is because there's no reality to that. So when you want to confront somebody, they're going to say it's all in your head. Swords are thoughts, heads. So there's no face-to-face communication. It's all in your head. When you're trying to face them, okay, but let's be real. Okay, that's okay. This is not going anywhere. That's fine. I just want some honesty here and stop playing the games, and if this is not meant to be, that's fine, but let's respect this connection. Let's respect it. Let's not play games. Let's not try to devalue the connection. Be respectful of it, right? um, yeah, I think they felt as strongly as you did. They just needed to find a way to dismantle the mask, because they don't want to be the first to remove that mask. So I guess you got to show them the way. um yeah, they feel the connection strong, so they don't know how to handle it and what to do with it, because once these things happen, it transforms you in so many ways that it forces you to make changes in your life, like drastically, like the base chakra from the root, like your foundation. This is foundation, and here and here. And it's not a game. It's not a game. But if there are certain areas that you're not ready to transform yet, that's okay. That's part of the unconditional love that you carry for the other person, and respecting their boundaries and their circumstances, right? Especially when there's family. The devil card represents a father figure. He has a lot of burdens and responsibilities on his shoulders. So there's families, homes, assets, many things. So unconditional love is when you give them that space to maintain that, and be happy with that. Something that they put a lot of work and effort to maintain. They don't want to just disrupt it, but in the same time, you want your connection, your self connection, to remain intact and pure, and not be with that sense of deception in it, right? Like, there have to be some integrity in it. There has to be some integrity in it. So they've been triggering you in a way so they can dismantle your thinking. In the same time, it's reflecting back to them. So whatever they're doing to you, I think they're seeing their own mirror effect. It's their own game that they've been playing. It's beating around the bushes because they don't want to confront you. And once the confrontation happens, that's when the ending of this connection happens, because it's like you're expecting for an answer, and they don't want to give you kind of that answer, or if they give you, they're going to give you the answer you don't want to hear, and that's it. That's the end. So you're not lovers anymore, and you're not friends no more. You're just some people that they're still bound on a soul level, but there's no communication. There's no form of interaction at this point, and everything is like almost here, almost lovers, almost friends, almost there. That's what I think you never were lovers. This was just a big illusion. I hear the word almost lovers. There's nothing. In the end, you're alone. The Nine of Pentacles is, you're just trying to find fulfillment on your own at this point. And it's very important to have that and to see that, because that's when you're receptible to love, when you start loving yourself. Of course, this is another element of Virgo here that I see with the Nine of Pentacles. Virgo is a very organized, analytical person, and they're very grounded. So this person doesn't mind being alone and working on themselves and building something for themselves that leaves a legacy behind, right? That will be recognized for something, whether that is being of service to others or anything. Okay, so yeah, that's how they see you. They see you that if you feel that you're a person that you're not hiding in anything, that shows that you are actually very communicative and you don't mind showing both sides of the coin. So that's another way. There's an element of Aquarius here, and Aquarius is very open to communication and listen to other people's perspective. They are very open-minded. So as long as they know they're right, but they're also open to listen to their other people's opinions. The beauty of the Seven of Swords is that, especially with the Lover's card, you are different and the same in the same time, and the friction that is called causes that attraction, because there's stimulation of the mind, right? There's that when there's this friction, that means that you both have a sense of worthiness, and I stand my ground for what I think and believe, so you got to prove me wrong. However, I respect your thoughts, but I also want to stick to mine, right? But they're fascinated by that because they get to see you in different perspectives, different approaches to life, right? Without putting yourself in those circumstances, or without him or her putting you in that kind of situation, how you gonna prove what type of person you are, all right? Only by being challenged. Yeah. So I guess my phone was ringing like crazy. So yeah, what is your deepest fears, but also hopes? Fears and hopes. Okay, let's see that for this month, for January. And by fears and hopes, there's a solution to those fears. So let's see that. Wow, the Strength card. Oh wow, this is a Leo element. There's fire. There's the sun, ruled by the sun. There's a lot of masculine energies here, but there's the human side and the lion, the powerful side of it. So there are two sides of the coin. So this is saying embrace both. You see, it comes back to the 6. Balance comes by embracing both vulnerability and your sense of confidence. So showing affection is a strength, okay? That side of vulnerability is a strength. On the other side, have a sense of pride and confidence and persevere your sense of integrity and and sense of worthiness. That makes you a beautiful person too. When you show that you're lacking that, that's not very attractive, because that gets converted into this devil card of insecurity and deception and many other ways, right? The Leo element here, it's all about charisma and leadership and fire and energetic, and Leo rules the 5th house of creativity. The sun, actually, there's a child involved. I don't know why the sun makes me think of my son right now. I just spoke to him. The sun in the 5th is about birth and rebirth. With the death card here, something is being activated and is being rebirthed. A new you, a new way of thinking. Maybe this connection is finally gaining some new grounds, better foundation, right? Because it's eliminating all these fears of deception. Yeah. The Strength card, such a power. It's a very spiritual card compared to the Chariot, which is in Cancer. This is more like on a soul level. There's strength in this connection. Wow, you guys, and this ladybug right in the middle of it. You guys are so lucky. This connection is a very fortunate one to have, despite all the pain. Okay, it's a very fortunate one. So I think hold on to it, but in the same time, don't hold on to it too much, because that's what the Strength is saying. There's strength in balance. There's strength in equal give and taken, right? There's strength in yeah, inequality. There's a need. The six is about that harmony and balance. There's a lot of six here, and here again the duality of embracing your human side, the vulnerable side, expressing your feelings, and also staying in your integrity, strength, have that masculine side within you, right? But not being too, don't victimize yourself. That's another way to say it, okay? Strength, it can be a stubborn card. It can be an ego card because sun rules ego too. Like I see it here, ego and ego, but it can be converted to the actual light. The sun, right, is the main source of life. With in the sun, around the sun, it revolves all the astrological signs. That's the biggest planet, okay? And that sun is God, the Son of God, and the Holy Spirit. That's the sun. That's so. That's what I'm saying. So make the most of this power because this is a powerful card, guys. You just got to use it properly, and it will bring out the best of your personalities and will make these connections stronger. I'm guessing. This is your fears and your hopes in the same time. So that's a fantastic. And now the final outcome, and we're done with this reading. Sorry, it took me a bit. The final outcome for this Gemini reading for January 2020 is the final card. Let me see. Whoa, the Judgment card. So many major arcana, you guys, like here, the Devil, the Lover's card, the Death card. We got the Strength, and now the Judgment call. This is like the bing, ding, 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 is like the wake up call. This is divinely orchestrated, guys. Okay, this is the Judgment card. This will shake your foundation to the core. If you feel you're not experiencing these symptoms yet, this is something that is expected to happen. The Judgment happens when the Death and the Devil card appears because it will crush you to the ground and it will force you to change your mentality and the way you perceive things and think. Some people, they just have not gone through. I've gone through that in different cycles and I'm getting better and better to this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been here talking about you. I've gone through that. So when things happen to me, I know why they're happening. I just accept it and try to work on that. But other people, they still play the role of dictating what you should be working on yourself, but they don't see it within themselves and they're not willing to do that. That's what the devil's saying. Yeah, you got the key to your own heart, but you want to stick in other people's heart, but activate your own heart first, right? Open the heart, open your heart, because it hurts to be open to love and be vulnerable. It's painful because there are going to be disappointments and people. There is strength when you show your heart and your true feelings because you're prepared for the outcome. It can be disappointing, but that's strength in you for facing that and accepting that, and shows your level of integrity. It takes a lot of strength how you handle that. People that will face their own truth, that will face that the truth was that they were running away from their truth, from the key to their heart. They were not willing to open their own heart. So that's why there was this deception and cut in communication, because they feel that if they get very close to you, karma is gonna, and karma comes in a very powerful and painful way, is gonna make them hurt them. So they don't want to see. They don't want to see. They don't want to feel. If I don't see you, if I don't feel you, if I don't touch you, if I just give the illusion of something, if I get just some sort of validation from the distance from you, I'll take that, I'll feed on that, and I let another day go by like that. But days and weeks and months will go by. These people don't know yet because this is the beginning. But if this is meant to be and is long lasting, if you believe that that's the one and you've been this journey for a long time, it does get exhausting and you just cannot break free. You cannot break free until the judgment card tells you, did you learn your lessons yet? Right? There might be an actual call, because judgment is about Saint Gabriel, there's an actual call, distance call. Well, maybe you get a call. That's a good information there. Yeah, this is a powerful card, guys. This is what the outcome will be. The truth will be finally spoken, will be put out there without fearlessly. Fearlessly. The truth will be out there fearlessly. Okay, but these are very raw cards, very truthful cards, and take this information. And if you're looking for validation to understand if this is actually is a powerful connection, I have my moments of doubts, no question about it. And I'm glad to see this, because today I felt it. I felt like I felt like I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, um, because there's a lot of this deception, playing the game. So I was just like, that's okay. So that's why the Nine of Pentacles is there to remind you that in divine timing things will happen, but meanwhile, focus on you, because and just let it be, because this is divinely orchestrated. The Judgment card is like the souls are reincarnated, are like awakened, are like reborn, and a new you is coming to life. That's for sure. All right, guys, thank you so much. This was so powerful, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you into the new year. Okay, bye. Love you.